Hi Gemini, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general messages for the week of the 23rd all the way through the 31st. Could you believe the summer's over? Okay, so let's, oh, by the way, my name is Shaki. For those of you who are new, welcome, welcome. I do tarot, astrology, numerology readings for all the archetypes. All the astrological archetypes every week. All right, let's see what we have. Remember, these messages are general. Take what resonates, throw out the rest. Don't try to make it fit. Pretty light week, I have to say, Gem. Pretty light week. The only thing on the 30th, Mercury's going into Libra, which I actually think is awesome. So right now, the beginning of the week, Mercury's going to be hanging in Virgo with the Sun and Mars. And then on the 30th, it's going to pop in your 4th house. And then it's going to be popping into your 5th house of romance. Falling in love, love affairs. Let's wait for these. Build on solid ground, express your joy, shine your light. Let's see what else we have going on here. Sacred Fool. What is already with you? Collaborative dreaming, shine your, oh, beautiful, beautiful energy. I'm getting a very like Three of Pentacle vibe here. Yes, yes. All right, let's pull one more and then we'll pull a tarot on that. We'll pull it together. Yeah, so Mercury in Libra is a very nice energy. It really is when it comes to communicating. The only little trippy part with Mercury in Libra is a little bit of analysis paralysis. It's like, should I do this? Should I do that? And, you know, I'm not sure. But when it comes to actually communicating in that 5th house of love affairs, romance, all of that. So even anything having to do with your children, any sort of creative project, anything like that, really nice energy, very fair and balanced, right? Mercury and Libra, nice energy, I feel like, for you guys. So we have pride cycles, inner child. Okay. So let's see what else. Now, I also want to mention the moon. I'm going to kind of work the moon in this week just because there's not a lot of other stuff going on. And the moon's really important to understand, right? Because it's our emotion. So on the 23rd and the 24th, the moon's going to be in Pisces in your 10th house. So that has to do with your long-term plan. So a lot of you guys it has to do with your career and public reputation, your standing in the world as well, but also your long-term plan. So I feel like for a lot of you, you're going to be sort of in this very dreamy space, you know, you're going to be very, you might be dealing with a Pisces, right? Having to do with moving into the future with a Pisces energy. But it really is about this idea of allowing yourself to go there, allowing yourself to dream. You just want to make sure you keep both feet on the floor. I always say that whenever we're dealing with a Pisces energy, because you don't want to end up, because Pisces is ruled by Neptune, which is a very smoke and mirror energy. And you want to make sure that you don't end up getting yourself into something where you feel like you are ending up having to martyr yourself in order to make it work, you know. So very important to have conversations for sure, whatever it is that you feel like you're moving into, you know, obviously. So we're going to get back to the moon, but let's see what we have here that's start with the oracle, starting with build on solid ground. So this could have to do with any area of your life. Build on solid ground is being clarified by Sacred Fool. Sacred Fool is all about taking a chance, throwing caution to the wind, you know, go for it kind of energy, right? But now there's this idea of pride. So are you, Gemini, are you doing something in your life where maybe you are thinking about moving forward with somebody in a relationship, moving forward with somebody in a business partnership, joining forces with somebody on a project, something like that. The idea of pride needs to be looked at in the dynamic. You know, are you being too prideful regarding something? Are you dealing with somebody else who's being too prideful? I feel like the idea of pride is going to be something that's going to need to be looked at. But I feel like whatever issue is going to be healed, because we have the Three of Cups energy, the Three of Water. This is a very celebratory, very supportive energy, very good energy for healing. So if you've been on any sort of, in any kind of situation that requires healing, that requires a different approach, really nice energy for sure. Great energy for new relationships, starting something new, like excellent energy for new cycle stuff. And on the 25th, 26th, your 11th house of goals and gains, but also like you remember I said in the 10th house has to do with your long-term goals. Well, 11th house is your goals, but it's more like what's your 5-year plan, or what's more like your immediate future kind of thing, right? So you're going to have the moon in Aries in there with Chiron retrograde. So there's a lot of healing, and a lot of ideas are going to be popping about what it is that you want to do and move into, that's going to end up benefiting your life. So I feel like that energy is going to be hitting again on the 25th, 26th. There's going to be a lot of gumption, a lot of get up and go gumption, right? But now I want to talk about the 27th, the 28th, the 29th. We have gorgeous, gorgeous Taurus energy. The moon is going to be in Taurus. The moon is exalted in Taurus. So what's good about that is, because the moon is our emotions, when the moon is in Taurus, we feel like we're able to meet our own emotional needs while realizing in a very practical way what we require in order to feel grounded, rooted, safe, and secure. This is a fabulous energy to sit down and have those really important conversations, And then especially like on the 30th, when Mercury goes into Libra, you're going to have the moon in your first house, Gem, first house of self. And when the moon is in you, you're very communicative, you're very, very chatty. And when we have Mercury, which is your ruler, in Libra in the 5th house of romance, guys, if you have to have a conversation about relationship, if you have to have a conversation with your children, if you have to talk about that creative project or that entrepreneurial idea, these are the days to have it. I like anywhere from the 27th through the 31st. Thumbs up. Express your joy. What is already with you? You have everything you need. It's not about you needing to become more. It's not about anything like that. It's something that's already with you. Express your joy for something that you already hold. The idea of cycles, okay? You have to look at the cycles here, Gemini, like what has, the relationship, the situations within family, the nonsense within work, anything like that. Looking at the common denominator in the cycles and being really, really open, honest, and practical about how to not allow these things to happen anymore, right? Because then we have the 9 of Earth that's clarifying that. So this tells me that you're going to be doing a lot of really nice work on yourself, right? So Venus and Virgo energy. And this is accomplishment and success in you being able to work on yourself, right? So anything that you're working on, financial rewards for your efforts into something, for some of you finally being in a really healthy connection after doing solid work on yourself. So it depends on, your age, your stage, and what's going on actually in your personal chart, right? These are general messages. But 9 is the number of productivity. So it really is about the integration of body, mind, and spirit, and being able to bring something sort of together to be able to make something happen, which is really, really, this is great, like, you and other energy. And this could be intimate, family, business situation, very nice energy. And then we have shine your light, being clarified by collaborative dreaming. Again, very 3 of Pentacles vibe I'm getting here. For sure, I am. This is very like a, first of all, don't allow your spirit and your energy to be dampened by negativity. Anybody around you, any sort of energy vampire, tell them to sit down, right? It's like, because this is all about trying to be in a space where you can allow yourself to come together with another energy and dream and grow and all of that. But it seems like in order for that to happen, this idea of inner child needs to be addressed here. So this could either be you or an energy that you're dealing with. And what is that inner child? It's the stories that we tell ourselves from where we come from. It's that fear of abandonment. It's the stuff that we're afraid of. It could be a lot of communication issues in relationship are inner child issues, right? When maybe you saw your parents fight a lot, or the elders in your family fight a lot, and you didn't get to see the resolution. So you know the fighting part, but you might not be the best at resolving, right? That would be an inner child kind of thing. Anything like that. Fear of abandonment. I mentioned that already, obviously. But there are so many things that could be really sort of built into us from our early life that we don't even realize, that end up rearing their head in weird ways in our relationships, right? But I do see that you're going to sort of be moving on from that, right? Because this is a Mercury and Aquarius energy. Mercury rules communication, problem solving, because Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo, and Aquarius is all about the future, and it's about doing things differently. So this is really, for me, showing up as an energy, considering the cards that are surrounding it, is this coming together of recognition of something that has been problematic, and making the hard decision to say, you know what, that was then, this is now, we're going to move forward in a better way, right? And it's very, very healthy energy is what I see here. So this is really good, because the six of Swords energy is very much about moving on and detaching from the toxicity of something that was not working. So some of you are either leaving a toxic situation, or you're leaving like toxic behaviors behind. Maybe a little bit of both, you know, depends on your situation. But that's what we have for general laying of the land here. So let's pull down. Use these. Feeling these. So we'll do general reading for, I wasn't feeling that. Apply to all parts of life. And then we'll do relationship. I'll pull some cards for those of you in separation at the end. We'll see what we get, like I always do. Timestamp, like I always do, in the description box. I should probably say all this stuff at the front of the video. I know. Okay, that needs to come out. Four of Swords. Okay. What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? The Four of Swords. I mean, it's a Jupiter and Leo energy, but I get like such like a Mercury and Libra vibe from this too, because the Four of Swords really is about stepping back, taking time out for perspective, just to figure out a better strategy for moving forward regarding a particular situation that you're dealing with right now. So we have a Knight of Swords in reverse, Ten of Swords in the upright, the Lovers. Okay. So this choice is confusion and choice here. Okay. Okay. So we have the Four of Swords, which I talked about already. So following that, we have the Knight of Swords in the reverse. Knight of Swords in reverse. This could be a pretty person who's pretty deliberately cruel. Somebody could even be kind of violent, very manipulative, maybe not very honest, but mean, and they're being an end. This is like somebody, it doesn't matter what part of life. This could be a sibling. This could be a marital partner, but somebody is not being nice. And then we have the Ten of Swords. Well, no doubt here, right? Mercury and Virgo. Endings where there is a history here. And it's the finality and the release of something that's going to release you from that stress, from that frustration, from that disappointment, even if it's painful. This is the end of a challenging era so that you can finally transform into a healthier energy, a lighter energy. And then we have the Lovers following that. I mean, some of you might be getting together with somebody. I don't know, but the Lover's energy really is about recognizing that, first of all, this is always about choices. So if it has to do with relationship, it's recognizing that there are issues in a particular connection, particular relationship that you're involved in. Could be any kind of relationship that issues that need addressing, but you both have to show up in order to address the issues. This can't be like a one-sided thing. Everybody's got to be on board. Gem, this is your card. You guys know this energy. There are choices, but everybody's got to show up with their big boy and their big girl pants on here, you know, in order to get it done. If this has to do with a career or money situation, this really is about one option. Might seem easier than another, but you have to look closer to make sure that it's the best thing for you in the long run. You don't want to make a situation all about money. So if in other words, like if you're trying to, in this Four of Sword energy, trying to figure out something having to do with money, if you're dealing with a really toxic person, there's somebody who's really like kind of mean in your life right now. There's no question. To have the Knight of Swords in reverse and then the Ten of Swords, it's like, where's the mean hanging out? Right? I mean, so some of you are going to be in this space where it's like, thinking I'm going to move on in a different direction. I'm thinking I'm not going to be in that relationship anymore. Maybe I'll go with this person, or I'm not going to be in this relationship under these conditions anymore. They better, step up or get out, kind of thing. This could also, maybe you're dealing with somebody who's really toxic at work, and you're like, all right, what should I do? Where should I go now at this point? Because you really do want to grow. The Empress energy is all about growth. You want to be more than you are right now, right? I mean, that's it. This is first of all, it's a great energy to begin a relationship for those of you in that space, or rekindle a relationship. Excellent. If you're in a relationship already, this is a good time for growth and for harmony, right? Finding harmony, really nice there. If this is with a career or money thing, this is excellent energy for just growing yourself at work, creative energy for projects. Remember, the Empress is straight up Venus. Venus is very creative energy, right? Because she rules Libra. Libra is a very creative energy. And Taurus. These are very creative energies. Could also have to do with children, the idea of children, the idea of growing a business, buying a home, moving, something like that. But we have clarifying the Empress energy. We have the Nine of Wands. Now, we can't not look at these, sort of how the cards are speaking, but let's go through this way first. So we have the Nine of Wands. So you're really tired of a situation, but you still have fire in your belly for it. And you're feeling temporarily very, very defensive right now, but you don't want to stay in a negative mindset, right? If you can manage to stay balanced, you're going to be rewarded for it on the other side. So you want to make sure you don't lose your cool, go off the deep end with anything. You want to, try to keep everything... And I feel like that speaks a little bit more to the energy like the 23rd, 24th, 25th. Or I'm going to say safely all the way up to like even, I'm going to say all the way up to the 29th. And I'm saying that because until then, Mercury is going to be in Virgo. And Virgo is a very critical energy. So it's very hard to, and it's going to be in there with the Sun and Mars. So it's like, oh, I didn't mean to say it like that kind of thing, But so you just want to be careful. But we do have the Two of Cups clarifying that, which does indicate a really, a very important conversation. This is Venus and Cancer energy, talking about what's necessary to feel grounded and safe and secure. Very mutually supportive energy. This is new passion if you're unattached. This is a very positive proposal if you guys are attached, or if you're reconciling something with somebody. If things are difficult, harmony returning, right? Things being okay. But then we have that clarified by the Ace of Wands in the reverse, and this is about rejection and false starts and delays. So I almost feel like there's a swapping out of energies here. This is a really weird reading for me, because it's like there's this idea of growth and fresh start, and then there's this idea of false starts and absolute aggravation and feeling the need to defend yourself. So, and I feel like you're in a space of trying to figure out, in order to grow, what needs to be balanced, and is there an ability to balance something? Because we do have the Strength card. You might be dealing with a Leo, Sun, rising Venus. But the Strength energy is about, really if the situation, whatever you're in, has been tested, that relationship, that business connection, that family connection, whatever it is, right? Things can get better, but there's a need for balance. You have to balance it. It's like somebody needs to have their ego stroked. Somebody needs their ego stroked here. And clarifying that is the Nine of Swords. Okay. So maybe not a comfortable thing, because the Nine of Swords is anxiety and overwhelm, worry, depressed, just not responding well to the external stress, because your way out of something is not clear. Gemini, why do I feel like some of you are going to be getting yourself into a sweet little pickle and you're not going to know how to get out of it with some sort of situation? With true Gemini style, right? All right, because then we have... This is so bananas. All right, I'm going to finish this row and then I'm going to sweep back around and connect the cards in a different way, because then we have the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is a new cycle that's very, it's fire. So this is really good news about a project, that anything that requires a project, a relationship, anything that requires negotiation. It's a very busy time at work. This can bring a new offer in one way or another. Now, this is the thing, right? Whatever is offered, it may not be exactly what you would like, but it's still going to appeal to you in theory. So take that as you will, all right? Okay, that's how it's going to resonate for a lot of you. Others of you, the Page of Wands could be somebody new that you're meeting who's a little on the immature side, and they could be a little bit of a player energy. They get kind of they get bored very easily, and they move on to like the next thing, whatever attracts them next. So you're going to know how it would resonate with you if you're meeting somebody. Just make sure you have your spidey senses on for that kind of energy. But it does seem like you might be dealing with somebody who's a little immature in that way. Or an offer comes in, it's not exactly what you thought it would be, but again, it's still going to appeal to you. Clarifying that is Temperance in reverse. So the Temperance in reverse can be this idea of imbalance, which is bookending with the idea of the need for balance, right? So this is imbalance, like where there's a lack of cooperation and unfairness. This could have to do with relationships, some sort of situation at home, something regarding finances. And you might feel like you're putting a lot of work into something that's just not working. And at the same time, you're feeling very challenged by the need to change something, right? But it's like the stress of some sort of past situation is currently impacting your life. And like for a lot of you, difficult memories are going to be popping up from the past that can make you feel stuck and held back in your ability to move forward in something. So it's like, it's almost the kind of thing where, and this could happen with Mercury and Libra, this analysis paralysis. It's like, no, I know all I have to do is this, and this, but like, I can't, how can I not see and not remember what's going on? Some of you are going to be in that space. Some of you are going to be dealing with an energy like that. Some of you might just be dealing with people that there's just no balance in this work situation or whatever project you're working on. It's really like you're all there with bells and whistles and fire in your pants, right? It is the Page of Wands. But there's this like need to balance a situation in order to move it forward. And you might not be 100% sure how to actually deal with that. Now, if this strength energy is connecting to anything having to do with work, there might be tension at work due to somebody's ego. Again, this idea of needing to stroke somebody's ego. Somebody has very strong opinions and they need to calm down so that their mind can open up. And you might need to mediate that situation, which could be annoying, but perhaps beneficial at the end of the day. I feel like I need to pull. Yeah. Sun. So the Six of Coins is very much I have your back, you have my back, right? Six of Coins is a moon in Taurus energy, right? Which the moon is going to be in Taurus on the 27th, 28th, and 29th. It's going to be in there for three days, which is kind of long for the moon to hang out. And again, that energy of exaltation. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of communication here about what's necessary for everyone to feel very... I want to say very specifically respected when it comes to the idea of money, work, income, values, priorities, habits, ethics, all of that. Those are the conversations that need to be going on. Because if you could do that, then we have the Sun. And this is just great. I mean, excellent for relationship, fantastic success in a position through which you can make more money if it has to do with career money. You know, this is you getting much deserved acknowledgement, honestly. So it's really balancing out the scales here in a way where there's a good meeting of the minds in order to make something happen, having to do with, again, this could be any area of your life. Okay, so let's go more specifically to relationship. So I'm using my mama Rider-Waite and my baby Rider-Waite for clarifiers. It's my little travel deck. Okay, let's see. We're going to do a 7-card ellipse. Our Gemini friends. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Hello. Starting out with the Tower. Some of you might be like, yep. 5 of Swords, 4 of Wands, 5 of Wands as the advice, the energies external to you. Okay. Okay. Jen, what's going on? All right, we have the Tower, Mars energy, numerology, it's the Chariot. Okay, so necessary surrender. Light's coming on. Mars is like, I've been sending you the red flags left, right, and center. You've been ignoring it. And a lot of you may have just felt like something came out of absolutely flipping nowhere and turned on its ear, right? And so for some of you, this could be an internal Tower moment where you're realizing you absolutely want to just change the way you're handling things in your life, and you want to approach things from a completely different way. And in order to do that, you have to have this sort of this element of like necessary surrender to be open to seeing things in a different way. But you want to make sure you're doing it in a way where you're not sacrificing your self-respect or what it is that you want, need, and desire in order to make a situation work, obviously, right? Obviously, because then Mars wouldn't even make this happen. Mars would just be like, not allow us to work that out. But it's almost like the lights come on, and even though you have felt the red flags and all of that, there's still something very surprising about the reality of something setting in, And right now, you're in this energy of conflict, right? The 5 of Swords is Venus in Aquarius energy, is about a clash of desires, right? And you guys cannot decide, how do I want to say it? Not decide, but agree, I guess, more on what it is that how you want to move something forward in the relationship, right? That's what the Venus in Aquarius is about. So there's this clash of desires and reality, and that tension and that ongoing conflict that you're never going to win. So you're better off walking away with grace and just dealing with your anger and disappointment, because you can't fix something that's not fixable, right? You can't fix somebody else's stuff. You can't make them be or do or want or whatever it is that they're not ready to be, or maybe that they ultimately don't wish to. Really at the end of the day, it depends on where you're at. But there is this energy of conflict here that you're experiencing. Now we have in the future energy, we have the 4 of Wands, which is, for some of you, this is a new partner. Some of you maybe going back to somebody from the past, right? Because this is very much like a homecoming energy, and this person opening up their heart, expressing their love and affection. This is the honeymoon card, right? This is like a very auspicious energy for relationship. So it does seem like that. But what is the advice? We have the advice is the 5 of Wands. You're like, what the heck kind of advice is that? Well, pay attention. Really is the advice here, because this is Saturn and Leo. So you want to pay attention. Where are things feeling competitive? Where are you experiencing a battle of the wills, a lack of agreement? What's going on with these strong opinions floating back and forth, right? Pay very close attention to words that are being said. If you're being asked to sign anything that's connected to this relationship, anything like that, like just pay attention to everything that I just said, okay? That's the advice having to do with the situation. Now we have external to you. External to you, we have the King of Cups. King of Cups is a very loving energy. It's Libra and Scorpio, unafraid of intimacy and all of that, right? Very sensitive. But this does indicate to me that somebody wants to settle a conflict, not only with you, but even within themselves regarding you, right? But this is an energy where they're not 100% sure how to handle it. So they might handle it a little screwed up initially. They might. Just saying. I mean, the advice here is to go with your heart, but it's not always easy when you're dealing with like fears mixed in with vulnerabilities, mixed in with ego and pride, mixed in with who knows what, the kitchen sink, right? But that's what I'm feeling, like somebody external to you. Now, we have where your hope and fear is. So for some of you, you're hoping to move in with this person. Others of you are fearing moving in with this person. So the idea of moving in can be a block. That's for some of you. Others of you, there could be this block can also have to do with another energy. So I feel like there might be two energies that are going on here, keeping it real, okay? So, because the death really is about, you know, at least temporarily, a relationship needing to be over. If you guys are meant to be together, it'll roll back around, you know, if the legs of it are strong enough, right? If the foundation was good enough. But there needs to be this time away for there to be some growth and breathing room, you know, definitely that. But that's not always an easy energy, right? Because this is Scorpio. Scorpio's about, you know, endings that bring new beginnings, right? This is an 8th house energy, and right now you have Pluto in the 8th house when it comes to how you show up as a we in long-term relationships. And I just feel like a lot of you are changing in that space, a lot of changes that are going on, right? And then clarifying that, we have the Chariot. So moving away from the toxicity towards that metaphorical home space, right? Because the Chariot in numerology is the Tower. It's recognizing that, you know, something needed to be over, and now you're going towards a healthier space, a healthier energy. Yeah. Cancer energy, Moon, like really looking at this idea of disappointment, you know? There was a big disappointment having to do with something. Your ability to feel grounded, rooted, safe, and secure in something, maybe something having to do with a house. Could be, because Chariot is Cancer, and then death could also mean moving. So some sort of situation having to do with a house. So we have the 8 of Coins. I know these are the cutest cards, right? We'll bring them up. 9 of Wands. So the 8 of Pentacles, I just see you really trying to focus on mastering something here. You really are. But there's a need for a logical and diligent approach to whatever is going on in relationship. Steady as she goes, guys. This is truly like the 8 of Coins is a building blocks kind of energy. So if you can, try to avoid, you know, making any sort of rash decisions or rash judgment. I know it's not always easy to do. Clarifying that, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles is wholly so recognizing that there's something missing in the relationship, even though the person might be amazing, you know, very dependable, very, you know, loyal, but maybe they're boring, or maybe they don't share their feelings the way you would like, you know, they're not boring, but they're not very communicative, or there's something missing and you can't not see it, right? And, you know, we talk about this almost every week, Gem. It's very hard for you to stay in something like that, right? But it's this desire for increased connection. And, you know, if you don't have that, you can't not see it. But then that's being clarified by the Page of Pentacles, which is putting a lot of hard work into a relationship. Very strong potential for success, for sure. This is a very auspicious energy regarding this mental, physical, emotional connection. Very nice energy, right? But then we have the 7 of Swords, which can be an energy of dishonesty, somebody running away from a situation, overstepping boundaries, being selfish. This could be you, Gemini. This could be somebody that you're dealing with. Because I do feel like some of you, obviously not all of you are in this, what I'm about to say, but I feel like some of you need to hear this, that I feel like you're sort of between two people, and you're just not really sure, and you're not being completely forthcoming about the whole thing. But for a lot of you, it might be because you are really that confused, right? Because the 7s generally are like a little bit of a confusing energy anyway. But the 7 of Swords is a moon in Aquarius. So moon is emotions, and Aquarius is different. than I am showing you, right? So it's that kind of thing. And it might be because you haven't fully crystallized how you feel about a person or a situation, is that's being clarified then by the Knight of Wands, which is like firing up your energy, your ambition, your passion, your motivation. This is a proposal comes in, then ends up speeding things up, lifting blocks, decisions coming in. Like somebody wants to move forward regarding something in relationship really fast. And you're confused. You're in an emotional stalemate with that energy. But you can't ignore this, guys. The Two of Swords is a minor arcana, but to me in astrology, it is like an inconjunct or a quincunx, same thing. Where it's like you're at this emotional stalemate, right? You have to make a decision. You want to protect yourself, but the situation's not going away. And that's exactly what it's like when two planets are in conjunct. You can't think yourself out of this one. You have to act. You have to say something. You're better off resolving it now. Stand your ground. Say what you think, because a decision is needed right now, having to do that's going to end up impacting your future. No pressure. No pressure. I feel like I need to pull one more. What's going on here? Okay, we have the Five of Swords again, right? Conflict, clash of desires and reality. And then we have the Judgment reverse. You know, you might feel stuck in the past or refuse to learn the lessons that are there for you, Gem. You might find yourself in old patterns, but you're not ready to break free from them just yet. This could indicate delays, where you feel trapped, you're not able to progress without really understanding why, you're really confused. Best thing to do here is accept the past, be super fair and very compassionate for the person that you were in a situation. Know that you don't have to live with the results of your past in the future. You can decide to be free from anything that you feel is still like energetically pulling you back, because now is the time to really ask yourself, is that the right thing for you? And we have the Queen of Wands here in the reverse, which is insecurity. All right. So that's what we have for this week for that. My, that seemed a little heavy. I don't know. I guess somebody had to hear that. All right. So let's pull for our friends who are in separation. Yeah. It's always interesting when complicated messages come out so clear. It really does seem like you're of two minds. It could be of two energies. It could just be of two. You truly are like in your Geminian realm. But you know, Mercury's your ruler, and in Libra, and you know that you know another air sign. It's like, oh, what do you want? I don't know. I just want love, right? Mercury in Libra. I think Mercury, I want love, right? Libra. What does that even mean? Who knows? The age-old existential question. All right, let's being apart has been more difficult than I can accept. All right, let's see if we can get some qualifiers in here. Engagement ring. Whoa, hello. All right, now. This is very interesting. Okay. All right, I'll pull these after. So first we have being apart has been more difficult than I can accept. And then we have engagement ring. I don't think I need to explain that. Obviously it doesn't mean that you have to get engaged, but metaphorically it's commitment. Commitment, engagement, partnership, engagement for some of you. Completion, union. Being apart has been life-changing for me. I know we've been together in past lives. I recognize you. You were never a stranger to me. Amen. Girl talk. Time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. For now. I'm insanely attracted to you. So it seems like you guys are in separation, and they're because girl talk, boy talk, same thing. They're just doing them. They're trying to like live their life, maybe hang with their friends, do, you know, whatever. Just trying to still sort of have a life. Still very attracted to you, still very much in your energy, in each other's energy. Letting you down was the worst decision I made. That's being clarified by acts, breakup, obviously, separation, stopping the pattern, silent treatment, right? What seems like somebody let somebody down, and that led to the separation. I love everything about you, even though I may not like you sometimes. It's life, right? I still have dreams about you and our happy times together. And then we have sunglasses, watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, focusing out. So this also comes up for me a lot, like as like a stalker energy. Gaslighting is very negative. Gaslighting is when, you know, no, I never did that, you did that kind of thing. But somebody might be like, yeah, you know, stalking you online, watching out for you, asking around about you. And focusing out means like not focusing on the issues at hand and just being way too focused on like what's not there kind of thing. I know I lack balance, but it's not so easy to look at. So let's see what we have here. The Hierophant. All right, that's a marriage card with engagement. Hierophant is also about expectations and the need to conform to something. So we have the death and rebirth energy. So you're in the death phase now. So rebirth would mean, you know, the transformation of something. If you want it, you don't have to. I'm giving you the weather report. If I said it was raining, you don't have to go out in the rain, right? But the death and rebirth, obviously, you know, this is an ending so that there could be this new beginning, right? Somebody wants a new beginning with you. There's a lot of heartache here that needs to be addressed, for sure. If anything's going to happen. There's a Three of Swords is heartbreak, pain of a truth. The idea of betrayal, you know. But the thing is, this is an energy where the lights come on and the confusion is gone, right? Even if it's painful, at least the lights are on and you see everything. So that you could begin to move away from whatever pain was going on. You know, whether you're with them or without them, there is going to be healing that's going on here. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. Excellent energy. Excellent energy. I mean, this is you guys figuring out how to achieve what you want in order to have a foundation of stability. This is nice energy for sure. So I don't know. That's the weather. Some of you, it looks like it's not your last ride at that rodeo. It seems like that is what the cards are telling me. Obviously, these are general messages, so please don't try to make it fit. You know your situation best with the likelihood of this happening being, but very clear message, my friends. All right, thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys. Have a beautiful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.